Well, it's like 2:22. And one thing too about the bridge situation, you know, like how everybody's focused on this bridge, which there's a lot of weird stuff about this bridge. A lot of weird stuff, and it's so done on purpose. Like, so many people keep going over the footage and stuff, and it's like so clear that it was done on purpose. And then there's all sorts of other things that people are saying, like nothing was set up right, because there should have been other things at play. It's the whole thing. And then plus, how the hell do you hit into one thing and it takes down a bridge that's 1.5 miles long? Why wouldn't it take sections? Why wouldn't just one section go down? It's just more of the absurdity, I swear to God. It's all just like absurdity, nonstop. And at the same time, that one, there was one in Delaware, and supposedly there's a third. I don't know which one, but the one in Delaware, they said that there was a automatic what is that called? Like where it just combusted itself. It just started itself on fire under the bridge in Delaware. And so it collapsed that bridge. And then look at how, too, like how they're creating these isolation so that, because I said that that's what they like to do, is create places like pockets, isolation, where they have total control. And so that's a part of whatever their scheme is that they're doing, is trying to create isolation. But a lot of this stuff is to wake people up, too. So you don't know what parts are like really the bad guys, what parts are the good guys, what parts, because like the barge thing is owned by a company that has already gone to court. I just watched a movie about it like a week and a half ago, before this even happened. And John Travolta is the lawyer who goes against him, like an Aaron Brockovich kind of movie. And it's a true story. And this is the company that was poisoning all this town. And so they're the ones who just, you know, so there's no telling what all is in the water, too. As they're saying, there's no telling what's in the water. Now they're closing it off. And they're saying for like 4 or 5 years. I don't even know all of the things, because then Joe's turning around saying that he's just going to build a new bridge. He's just going to have the taxpayers pay for it and not worry about insurance. It's probably done for insurance fraud. They'll just get the money later and then won't tell the taxpayers, because they'll make the taxpayers pay for it. And then, well, they'll just put that money into something else. It's all just shenanigans. It's all just insurance fraud, laundry. It's all bullshit. It's irritating to watch. But and the workers who were on the bridge that they can't find anywhere, they were all migrants. Like, all this stuff is to keep showing stuff. I swear to God. And saying that Assange has been in jail for 17 years. 17. Like, I swear to God, it has not been that long. I swear, I don't even know. Like, everything is just so wacky right now. And there's more people going, like a whole bunch more. Like the Diddy, I think it's the same thing as like with Joe, is like there's certain figures that are so that they could have them and they were going to pull a whole bunch of people down with them. And so, yeah, he's going to pull a whole bunch of people. I think they're doing some other raids. So it's going to keep going with that big show. And then there is I can't believe there's people who really think that the bridge, it just happened by accident. It's the same as that guy at the place thinking like the economy is going to recover. I was like, oh my gosh, what are you paying attention to in your life? Like, it is so strange. But I know there's a lot of people who, they just don't know. Like, I don't know, like, a lot of people think, like, oh, the economy is going to recover. Like, how's this recovered? Like, this is what we want to get back to? Is this high interest rates, houses, almost $1 million fucking dollars? Like, and people barely making it? Like, hell no, this is stupid. And so I don't even know what they want to go back to. It's like, fuck, I'm going to see it crash. It's like, what are these people holding on to? But, so, whatever, with the people who are just oblivious, who don't even know. And you know what, too? I was like, there's way more on the New York punching thing. Now there's some, too, that are being grabbed and pulled down to the ground. And it's been going on for a while. Because now there's more girls, like, because it's, like, so embarrassing. It's like, I don't get why they all keep being embarrassed that they are assaulted. It's because they're not paying attention. And they're feeling like they should be paying attention, I bet. And it seems to be like a certain age group too. And I haven't seen any women who are older. It seems like they are all targeting younger. And then also, I don't understand these girls don't fight back. How they just like either take off just running, crying, or just turn around and just start walking the other direction. They don't even fucking, it's the strangest thing. It's like if somebody came up and punched me, and just like if I was walking and someone just punched me, they better be ready for some fucking, they will probably lose all their hair. They will have gouges in their eyes, scratches down their face. Like, no. Like, maybe these people don't have PTSD or something. Like, maybe they're just not bothered. And then they just go home and cry about it. It's like they've just created such victims. And now they got, like, none of them are giving what the guy looks like, which I think it's a whole pack of them. I think it's a whole thing with the whole thing where I talked about the instigators. And they're going to be everywhere. Even there was a girl who is in Philly, and she said, like, we get punched daily. Like, there's always someone punching you and just drive by, punch you. And she said it's been like that for a long time here. But we don't, like, if somebody comes up and punches me, fucking, I'll go down and I'll chase them down and punch them. Like, the difference in the attitude of these girls are just total victims, and it's weird. So it is like, you know how they always said, like, that they target certain personalities or something, like this passive, not paying attention, distracted, all this stuff that they said. And it's like a punch to wake them up, I swear. But, you know, it's physical assault. That's against the law. You can't just grab, and one of the girls even was a woman, grabbed her and started yanking her down and stuff. So it's, I don't know. It seems like that they're got a group of people, maybe that they've told them, like, for every girl you punch, you get $5. We'll give you a free meal ticket if you go punch people. Like, I don't know. And they're going to take the easy ones. So, I don't know. There's definitely something weird going on. But I don't think there's one guy running around just punching people. I think, and I don't get why these girls don't make a bigger ruckus, too. Like, start, you know, screaming, drawing attention. I swear to God, you gotta start flailing around and just like, yeah, what is that? Like, you come at them like a bunch of haymakers or something. Just like, I don't even know what a haymaker is. But anyways, you just come at them like, just go wild. Like, I don't know. Maybe these people have got no adrenaline left in them. Maybe they're drained of all their adrenaline. Maybe it's the fucking, maybe this thing is taking their fight out of them. Maybe they are all on some kind of antidepressant and it's keeping them from fighting back. Like, I don't know. I mean, you would think one of these girls, there was one I saw, and she said that she was walking and there was a guy standing, and she was paying attention. The guy was standing in front of her in the sidewalk. So she went around to go around him. And so when she went around him, he reached over and grabbed her and yanked her over and turned her or something. So she grabbed her arm and slammed back like that and then took off. And that's what, like, I don't see why more of them aren't doing that. Like, you know, automatic, like, thing. If somebody hits you, automatically, you know, hit back. It's like, what, is something turned off on these people? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Because you'd think that some of them would be like, and all of these girls who are scared to death now. The girls are getting escorts. There's guys that are starting a little side business to escort women around so that they don't have to walk alone, so they don't get punched. It's like, why aren't they just looking like carry a fucking bat, carry a brick in your purse, like fucking get ready. Like, you want to live in the city and go up against a bunch of criminals and crime, then you got to have a plan. like I would have some rocks in my bag. Like, I would carry a bag that was specifically a weapon. And then, you know, and you can carry things. Like, well, you could say you're a rock collector or whatever if the police came and this guy's really hurt bad. You know, I could get some spray or something. One girl said that she had a taser and she pulled it out and just did the zzz, tase them. Like, until somebody gets there and arrests them. Like, you got to take more action. Like, if you start screaming and making a ruckus, you get all these other people's attention. You'd have other people coming over and helping. So, well, you would think. I don't know. It just seems like we're just, like, at this weird point in this thing. Like, some people are just very, very cut off from reality. But, you know, it's gonna, this whatever is gonna go down is gonna wake them up. And I think it's gotta be close. Confirmation. I swear to God, it's gotta be close. Because it seems like there's gotta be some kind of thing that's gonna go, like, around this eclipse. If it's leading up to it, if it's gonna be right around it or something. And you know what's also weird is the sky. So, you know, all these people are focused like on the map. I always see these map stuff. So all these people are focused on the map and the eclipse and doing all this history and looking at like all sorts of stuff. There's so many videos on that kind of stuff. You can look it up. But this person that they, okay, let me think what I was saying. I keep getting super distracted. So the, so, let me think what I was going to say. I was just going to start back with that. She's been doing this for, just stands there, barks at fucking nothing. Stella, will you please stop it? What the hell was I talking about? God, I wish I could just go backwards a second and see what I was talking about. So frustrating. Because then I get more tense. It's harder to just relax and to be able to let it like come back in. It's like you start like fighting against it because you start trying to, I don't know, it's a whole thing. So, okay. The people, man, I feel like just stopping and just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Some days it just feels like, what am I doing? What in the hell am I doing? Okay, so the people, waking up, people, Jesus Christ, I don't fucking know what the fuck I was talking about. God damn. Sorry. I'll remember at some point, I guess. I always feel like I just like cut it off and all of a sudden just end it. It's like, well, what the fuck was I talking about? So I can not do that. So I can finish it, complete it. That kind of stuff drives me crazy. Not having a completion. That was one thing that was super hard when I got my brain injury. Oh my God, that was so hard. Oh, I would get so irritated too. Fuck, I was so irritated all the time. People were constantly interrupting me. Constantly interrupting me, and it was so hard to keep track of what I was saying. And then if I didn't finish it right then, it would just be gone. And so I'd be trying to say something, and somebody would interrupt me and just start talking. And then when they finish, they go, okay, so I'd be like, I have no idea what I was talking about. And then I would go, it would go for fucking just keep, it was weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it kept being like, I got to finish something. What is it? I got to finish something. Oh yeah, I didn't finish that. I didn't complete that thought. Okay, so wait a minute. Wait, I got to finish something. What is it? What is it I got to finish? It's that fucking thought. I haven't finished. I haven't completed that. Like, what the, like, it would be there and it would keep going and going and going, where it would be like this incompletion. And I was like, oh my God, it drove me crazy for the first couple of years. I would get so mad. Oh my God, my mom's notorious for interrupting. And she, so she would do it all the time. And I would say, that is so frustrating when I cannot complete a thought. When I can't complete what I'm saying. Like, let me finish what I'm saying. I can't remember it long enough. But then it started being, well, I can't remember either. I'm getting old. I can't remember. You know what I was noticing too is like how much it is where people age themselves. The doctors do it too. I saw this girl, she was talking about this. She went to the doctor. She's on one prescription. She got off of all these prescriptions, but she's been on blood pressure medicine for 20 years. She has not gone off that prescription, which you can get off blood pressure. You can get off all of them, but it takes, you know, it takes more work. Like, you have to put more effort into, you know, finding what works and monitoring yourself and stuff. So, and I think like a lot of stuff is, it's like, self-soothing, like figuring out how to relax yourself. Because, like even the other day when I was like a nervous wreck and I was getting lost, I was trying to get to that appointment. And, when I got in there and they did my blood pressure, and I've been going all over the place, lost, going up this thing. And I was like, oh, I was frazzled. And my blood pressure was still low. It's like, I think when someone's blood pressure goes up, it's something inside them. It's like they're letting themselves like get wound up or something. And I think it's like you got to like figure out how to unwind yourself, how to like do like calming. Like, it can be a lot of different things. Like, you could just sit and do breath work, imagining your heart going slower and relaxing, and figuring out what does it feel like and how do I get back here? Because a lot of people, like, a little thing happens and it just starts winding them up, you know? And then their blood pressure goes up and they're just like on edge and stuff. And then they get it all up in your head too. And so people start feeling like, well, my blood pressure's up. I'm going to have a stroke. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm going to die. And, but anyway, so she went to her doctor and she had a weird experience, just like what I had when I went to go get that physical. And, so she's done a couple videos on it. She's like really bothered because it was so weird. And I know exactly what she means. It is so weird. It's like you go and start talking to like these robotic people, and then they're trying to convince you. Like, they're just trying to find something to be wrong with you. Like, that's the only way they're going to get paid, is if they find something wrong with you. And they're digging through, looking through old stuff. And this guy on her was being so pushy. She ended up walking out. She was like, and she's like, I don't know if he fired me or I fired him, because they were having, he was trying to talk her. He wanted to give her all the lowdown on, you know, because she needed to get because everything was pushing, you know, and it's always, well, you know, that's what happens when you're aging. Because even yesterday when I went and got the mammogram, and, you know, she was saying, well, you know, you got to come in all the time and get them. And, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't run in my family. I feel fine. I don't feel like anything is, you know, I don't have any concerns. And she goes, yeah, well, and as you age, it's always as you age, when they start that shit, I swear, in your early 20s, as you age, then your hormones, they start depleting and changing your breast tissue, and it starts becoming more dense. And then when it becomes more dense and it starts growing, it's always got, It's like an environment is created with the hormone imbalance, but they do everything they can to make our hormones imbalance. And then they want us to go in and get these checks all the time because they know that they're going to find a problem. That's why there's this constant, oh, you got to go get your colonoscopy. You got to go get your mammogram. You got to go get all these things. Is because they know they're going to find shit because they're doing it to us. It's not happening by accident. And then when you talk to some of them, in that they are so oblivious. They're either oblivious or they're completely brainwashed. Like, how can you be so oblivious? I couldn't believe it when I was talking about sickness in the environment being a part of why people are sick, and she thought that that was the most absurd science that she ever heard. That's not even real science. I'll tell you how real science works. Is that you take a bunch of people and they've got kids doing this shit on fucking, look at what kids they're doing. Like, think about micro, macro. Look at these kids in these science fairs. You take all these, you take a bunch of plants or anything. There's a girl who did it with rice water. There's plants. There's all sorts of things. But you take them and you make one group where it gets a good environment and it gets taken care of, it gets spoken to kindly and all that. It thrives, it grows. And then the other one, when you talk mean to it and you don't give it what it needs, it becomes sick and corroded and it doesn't grow. It becomes sad. Even the girl who did the rice thing, she said she felt really bad. It's like you can even feel the energy, I think, coming back from it. Because it really is like you are really, when you push intention. That's why don't send negative shit out to people that you don't like. If you don't like somebody, just don't think about them. Don't sit there and send fucking to them. Because that shit's going to come back on you. But, so the, bad juju. But so I swear to God, if I get lost again on this one, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. It's like I'm so frustrated. Okay. So whatever I was talking about was something with, was it animals? No. Was it people? Probably. Was it people not waking up? Probably. Was it people needing to heal? Probably. Was it people not taking good care of themselves? Most definitely. Oh yeah, because with that, okay, so with real science, so you take the group of people, and you put them in their echo chamber, their ecosystem, and, oh, the map thing. Yeah, I gotta fucking say that. Because this was wild. Okay, so you got all these videos going on, all that. Okay, so just a second. Let me, if I say them out loud. Okay, so the map and the bridge. The people and the ecosystem. Oh, real science. Okay, so real science and the people's health. And then the map. Okay, real science, people's health, and the map. Okay, so on the map. So all these people in this Baltimore thing. So this one guy was looking up all this stuff, and he looked up, like, when the bridge came about, or when something was bought. Like, people have found, like, it's the guy who wrote the Star Spangled Banner, or the anthem, or whatever song, that it's his bridge, and that, so there's significance there. But, so this one, though, was trippy, because... So he looked up the St. Louis Purchase, I think. I'll look for the video and I'll put it in here. It was something like the St. Louis Purchase or something. So he started looking at old maps. The old map, the north, south, east, west is completely facing the other direction. All of America is, it definitely looks like these people are right. Like that we are in the real Egypt. Like, I don't know. It's really weird. Like, did they take the land? I don't know. What the fuck? I swear to God. And, what was that? I just seen too, because it was something else about walking somewhere. And I just know that there is like portals and stuff. Like you can go through forests or mountain ranges, and it's like, or caves, and all of a sudden you're like, I swear to God, we can walk to some of these places. And this whole thing with the flying and stuff, it's a fucking game. It's a fucking controlling our movements. And it's a part of their bullshit. And they're busted on the NASA stuff. Like like there's something in court or something, or before, like Congress is a fucking joke. So it's all part of the fucking bullshit. And there's a whole fucking shitload of judges that just got busted because they're all part of a big traffic scheme, because they take kids that, you know, out of, like the DSH, the whole system. It was all about kids stealing and shit. So all those people, judges, all these people got to go down. But so in this map, though, there's so much stuff coming out with the maps. There's like this whole thing. And that is another thing. Maybe it's go down into the fucking Grand Canyon, and there's like short path, get over to everywhere. And that's why they want to keep us out of there. But there's all this stuff about the Grand Canyon, and there's supposed to be like a sphinx in there. There's they're making like the one over by the pyramids is a replica, but there's pyramids all over the whole world, and that there's something about the mounds here. And but anyways, when you see this old map, I'll share the video. I'll look for it. It is like, oh my gosh, this just is weird. Like, this stuff is so weird. It's so weird to, you know, wake up to find out your whole life's a lie, you know, where you live, how you live. But there was like gut feelings, you know, like there's lots of gut feelings. I've talked about them. Like I knew that they're about the controlling our movement. I know, keeping us out of keeping us out of places. And, I just all of this stuff, to me, it's like it's transparent. Like I can see through it, I can see past it or something. Like but then when like the rest of the group isn't seeing it or just going along, then you're always the weirdo odd man out. But so on real science, so you take a bean and you deplete it of nutrition, then everything, and then you introduce one sickness after another. You keep it just rotation, nonstop, you know, like, and you make weapons out of like bugs and stuff so that people get these intense sicknesses and they think it's coming from a bug, and it's really interfered. And think about the different times of different pockets where that kind of stuff. Remember the deer mouse thing? Where the hantavirus, remember that big scare shenanigan that went on? Then all of a sudden, everybody was scared of like every fucking mouse. And it was like, well, no, it's the deer mice. And it's like, ugh, they create so much fear, so much anxiety all the motherfucking time. And that right there. And then look at how all these girls react. Like, are they depleted of adrenaline? Are they overextended in serotonin or something? Like, they've got way too much melatonin? Like, what the fuck is going on? They're all just like Walking Dead. Like, somebody will go up and punch you in the fucking face. Like, some of these girls have got knots on their... I swear to God, I would be... My purse would be loaded down with some fucking stuff. And I would go on that lot. I would be looking. Like, how can you not be going out and looking for these people who are whacking people? I don't know what it's like in New York. It just seems wacky. I don't know. Just wacky. But so I don't know if these girls are... If this is like maybe some beta testing to see how much they can get people to take. Like, and, you know, they would do that kind of shit in the cities. Like, I'm telling you, I've said it a zillion times. They spray us or get it in our water or whatever, but they segregate us. So, you know, they can be doing a whole experiment on a whole group of people right there. They do that all the time. I'm sure they are over here. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Whereas, like, my stomach has been so under attack. And then I started seeing other people So something with, I don't know, creating sign. But you got to remember too, like to go for total attack on our GI, because they've got so many people with this IBS, all these intestinal issues, when they're not really intestinal issues. They're just overgrown with bacteria and stuff like that. So there's ways to like get the ecosystem managed, you know, to get it back in balance. But they don't say that. And that's where you got to question the doctors. Are these guys complete fools? Like, why are they not seeing this stuff? Why do they think a pill is going to help? I mean, obviously, the pills aren't helping. Pills are building up. Side effects are building up. More dependency. It's making the body stop working so well. Like, it's got so many issues. And, you know, these certain doctors, it's like, oh, my God. Like, that guy, he could be just fucking going down. Like, Jesus Christ. So you don't give it proper nutrition. You keep it stressed out all the time. You keep it not feeling loved, not feeling connected, always feeling disconnected, sad, lonely, and always stressed out, always rushing from thing to thing. And then, so you are all like, your body is like in a state of overuse. It's like you've driven your car through the desert in the middle of summer, 100 degrees, all day long. And so that is like, you know, the extra, it's like too much work on you. It's like, it drains you of your essence, and it depletes you. And it you know, makes people just surrender and give up. And so, so they get people to be depleted physically so that they get sick easy. And then they introduce sickness, and then make everything toxic. So the body's so depleted, it can't fight against it. So you got all these people with autoimmune, MS, dementia, Alzheimer's, like all these serious problems. And then look at how we're so overrun with this stuff right now. All these kids with autism, all these problems, and all the people are just willing to accept that. They're just willing to be like, well, this is life. Oh, this is just the way it is. It's like, well, this is being done to you on purpose. And it doesn't need to be this way. They make money off of you. And it's wild too, all these people who are going on to these hormones and stuff and changing. And there's just a bunch of ones of the transitioning into being male, where they do the voice thing. So they show each month how much their voice changes to go from their girly voice to their manly voice. And and I'm just like, oh my God, these people act like it's like the best thing in the whole wide world. That they're going to be trapped on these hormones forever. And hormones are bad for you. They give you other things. Like when I was being faced with if I was going to do hormones or not, it gives people cancer. We're not supposed to be taking like horse hormones and all this shit that they give to people. And so it makes people, it throws their systems off. It's making people sick. It's giving people cancer and disease and stuff. And then people just accept it. People just keep accepting this stuff. Just being like, okay, well, this is, so you're going to see why it has to go so crazy. Why it has to be so obnoxious, so absurd, so over the top. It's like, because what people are willing to accept. It's like, you can do a lot of abuse and they'll just keep on, you know, run home and get on the internet and complain about it. It's just that, like, we live in this victim mentality, this whole victim world. Poor me. I mean, there's so many of these videos too, where these women who are sick and they're just like, oh, I'll just tell you what it's like to be in my shoes today, what it's like to be so sick. It's like, oh my God, why don't you do a video and be like, I'm going to show you how to fight against sickness. I'm going to show you how to love yourself and get through this. But it's like, I told you, this is something I saw when I was a nurse. It's like people just want somebody to feel sorry for them. It gives them some kind of energy to feel better about themselves, to feel more like somebody cares. Even if it's strangers on the internet, giving some kind of empathy and compassion. It makes the people happy. Like, we are literally all on all different levels. But this awakening thing, that is going to be the great elevator or something. It's going to really show people where they're at. Stella, please wait a minute. Oh, she's so bossy. She is so bossy. Man. And she's rough to set boundaries with. Like, I thought all of these different ones. It was rough, you know, when it's your kids. It's rough when it's an abused kid. It's rough when it's just like, oh my gosh. Boundaries are so important too. And I don't even know if she understands my boundaries. I'm probably just hurting her feelings. It's like, dude, every time I sit down, she'll start whining at me. Like, she'll be doing perfectly fine. As soon as I sit down. Then she'll just go and sit like right next to me and start whining. Or do this. I'll start doing something. She was laying over there asleep. I was like, okay, this will be the perfect time. Go do this. And as soon as I start doing something, well, I'm just going to come over here then and whine. It's like, and then she'll want me to open the door, let her out. She'll go out there and then she'll be out there for 2 seconds or whatever she's going to do. She'll come back and she'll have a big fit. Like, I'm not doing it fast enough. It's like, but I can't get a doggy door. It would be like a person could get through the doggy door. So I'm not having that. Anyways, that's just me bitching anyways. But anyways, she's bitching, so that's me bitching back. It's like, dang, dude. You think I'm your fucking slave. Jump up, doorman. Get the door. Open the door. Close the door. Give me a treat. Give me this. Rub my belly. Rub my belly. That's a lot of her business, too. She likes her stomach scratched. And it's big. It's like a workout. It's not like little, oh. No, it's like, oh. Like, she does give me a workout. She does give me exercise. Oh, my God, that's for sure. Okay, so, on the health thing. I just saw this girl commented on one of my videos, and she goes, well, I don't have any copper deficiency because I'm A positive, and A positive people don't have any problem with copper deficiency. And so, whatever she was saying, I was just like, oh, that's weird, because I'm A positive, and my hair turned white, and I started drinking from a copper cup, and my hair started changing colors. So, probably don't want to generalize that because I'm A positive. So, I don't know what to tell you. But there is so many of these, the RH negative. Like, the RH negative people are really up their own ass. I swear to God. RH negative people, they are superior royalty from the space out. They're here to, I don't know, show us the way or something. Well, I've known some RH negative people in my day, and I don't know. They've got a very different attitude than me. That's for sure. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not a good idea to just generalize. Maybe some people with RH negative are here for a big spiritual shebang. And then other people are here just to learn, you know. Our blood type and stuff is a part of a reflection of our DNA, our imprint. And our imprint, don't forget, it is like, it's like your code. It's like everything, like it has a code. The code that is you, that is the development of you. And it's really trippy too, is because the you that you are is a product of everything it's ever experienced. So the you isn't you at all, which is really trippy. But so the you is a product of all of his experiences, and all of the experiences creates the imprint code in it. That imprint code has to do with the DNA. And see, that's what I was saying, is they've been looking for certain DNAs. They've been looking for certain groups of people or certain people or something. Like there's something that they know of. And I, you know, I don't know. I know that they, you know, take some people into their programs and stuff like that. But I had seen something about somebody saying, like, if you have a certain thing on your imprint or whatever, that they found it, okay, because through our fingerprints. Okay, so this is something about through our fingerprints. Our fingerprints energetically show, is like it's some kind of expression of our of us, of our DNA, of what we're doing here or something. And so when they started doing that when we were little kids in elementary school, and they wanted our handprints all the time and our fingerprints, and they were constantly getting these, you know, let's do a handprint for your mom. And there was more to it. There was more to this fingerprints and stuff. And so they've always been looking for certain things. And then the certain markers or whatever, they would be under attack. And like I was under attack all the time. Like I'm telling you, where I think that they were trying to kill me a bunch of times. And so I think that there is something to that. Like because I said that way before I ever heard it. I've told people that before. I've said, I think that they have something that they have been looking for in certain people. And I don't know what it is, but obviously, you know, that, you know, that I've been talking to these beings since I was a little kid. You know, I'm sure that's the kind of stuff they're interested in. Like, that's what they want. And so, and I don't know what, you know, my imprint is. I know what I've been told, what my purpose is, what my life plan is. Like, I know that kind of stuff. But I don't know, like, my whole code. Like, all my coding, like, if I was reading my own coding, then, you know, like, I have certain things that I would read, like there's certain parts of myself that I feel connection to in certain places that, and that is a part of your development. It's a part of, like, what makes up, like, what kind of food you like, what kind of things you're interested in, what kind of things you're scared of, what some of your skills are, what, you know, like, you have things inside of you. But most of the people aren't connected to that, and they've done everything they can to keep people disconnected from that, to keep people from connecting to themselves. Like, they don't want you to know that you're special, or, you know, you're a god, you know, by everything that they've tried to teach is like superheroes. But you got to learn your power. It's like that they took superheroes or beings that were powerful, and then they lied to them and told them they didn't have any power, and beat them down, told them everything was wrong with them. Like, just think about, because I've said before, like, attention deficit is like a gift, and that they, and how they are, like, they want it out of them. Like, they want people medicated. They want to beat down. Look at how many people think something's wrong with them because they have attention deficit. And, you know, I think it's a skill. I think there's some kind of superpower associated when you can harness it, when you can figure out, like, how to use your abilities to your benefit. And that's what they don't want you to learn. They don't want you to learn your skills and abilities. They want you to keep feeling like something's wrong with you, keep you beat down, keep you chasing your tail, chasing what, you know, what is that called? It's like, it was a big thing, too, for a while. It was like chasing what the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses. That's what it was. Like, people always trying to keep up with the Joneses. And then they can just set that tone, see? They can set some fucking goddamn clone couple into a neighborhood that just... I swear to God, they did a movie like that, too. And it wasn't a clone couple so much, but it was like a paid couple or something. And there was Demi Moore, and I can't remember who plays her husband, and I think it's something called the Joneses or something. And they move into a neighborhood and set the tone. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to watch it again, but that's coming to me. But that is what they would do, is set a tone. And that is what they did all the way back, you know, like when they would start developing little towns and stuff. They always put like a rich person, a preacher, get banker, like they get the control, and then set the tone over who's, you know, who's the rich people and who's got the power and control in town. So many people just, and you see this all the time in the old movies, just because, you know, in this small town, the person who's got all the money, they've got total control over the people. People just bow down to them. Like, whatever they say, they get complete control. That's how they've set all this shit up, is, you know, the control of, it is like setting a tone. It's like, you know, like a paid, and then even with the influencers, that whole program, like, I thought that was so ridiculous. I couldn't believe even, they were even called influencers, and people be like, oh yeah, they're such an influencer. It's like, that is, so you're just going to follow a commercial around? Like, just somebody who's just selling you stuff? Like a mannequin person? You're just going to do whatever they say just because? Like, I thought it was weird. I don't even know how that trend went. But now it's fallen apart. I don't even know how long it's been going on. That seems like 17 years. Assange being in jail for 17 years? It seems more like 9 or 10 years. Like, how could it already be 17 years? Like, where, if this is 2024. So, I don't know. I don't know when he got taken. I don't know when Snowden got, like, how long these guys have been gone. So, but I don't know. I think that the thing with Assange, there's going to be something big with him. Like, I mean, he's already done stuff that is big. But I think that, I don't know. He just, there's going to be something. There's going to be, I don't know. It just seems like he just is constantly, like, he's been in jail for trying to tell the truth. He's been in jail for trying to help us. But that's all we ever hear. It's like, and we know, like, he did WikiLeaks, but it's like, I don't know. It's like they're building up to it. Like, you know, what he knows and why he's been jailed for so long and why they've tried to silence him. And finally, he's going to be able to speak out. And then we're going to hear this most astonishing stuff. Oh, yeah, and Harry's motherfucking involved. Like, they kept making like Harry was the good one. They're all rotten. Like, Harry's rotten, man. He's fucking... So, Andrew's going over to Jeffrey's place. And Harry's going over to Diddy's place. And they're all a bunch of fucking diddlers. Like, it's fucking... No wonder his name is Diddy. Diddy is diddler. It's like, oh my God, these people are... They're bringing in buses and fucking kids at 3 in the morning. I just don't even... I can't even... I know the whole royal family is going to go down. I mean, it's weird too, because you would think, like, with Meghan and whatever the other girl's name, what is going to go on with them? Like, were they all involved too? Were they doing all this bad stuff too? Or is it just the men in the family? And the women have to just put up with it. Oh my gosh, will you stop? Come over here and lay down and knock it off. God. Oh my gosh, Stella, stop it. Come over here. Let me finish what I'm doing. See? She's so bossy. You are so bossy. You don't have any respect for me. She doesn't have any respect for me. She doesn't care about what I'm doing. She doesn't care about what I think or say. She doesn't know I'm trying to work on us getting a little farm. Man, I cannot wait to get these freaking, these implants out. Fuck. I swear to God, it's like, dreaming about it. I keep feeling like I'm going into these, like, I don't know. It feels like I'm, like, if I shut my eyes, like, I can just go into a different reality. And it's like, I don't know, it's weird. But, okay, so what was I saying? How long have I been talking? Oh my God, Stella, will you please stop it? Come over here and let me finish what I'm doing. So the, oh my gosh, I feel like I swear to God, it is like an interference, like some energy comes and interferes with her to do this. So to get me off, to irritate me too. It's very irritating. Stella, just stop. God, she's bossy. Let me think what I was saying. Now she's doing circles. Now she's flopped down. She'll be irritated. Here. Okay, I'm almost done. Let me just finish. Okay, let me think what else I was going to say. Was there anything else? Because I don't even know if I'm saying anything that has any kind of value to anything. I've got so many people out there saying so many different things. But, you know, to me, what my view is on this whole thing is everything is happening for you to wake up. Everything, all this absurd stuff is to get people to wake up, reevaluate their lives, look at things differently. What will you put up with? What will you take? Like even these girls getting punched in the face. It's like, like, I don't know. It seems like the next logical step is be prepared. Like even whatever it is, like there's all sorts of things. There's like, there's these like little like ring things that girls can get too. And they have like a little cat one. I've seen the cat one a lot of times. That you put them on and like little rings, but they have little pokes that stick up. And so you can walk with this ring thing. And then if somebody does anything, you just whack them with that. And it's like little stabbers. Like not knife kind of things, but definitely something that will cut somebody or scratch them, leave them a mark. So that when the cops come and see who assaulted you, it's like quite obvious, the guy with the big scratches on his face from my damn ring. But I mean, they could turn around and say, well, that ring's not legal. Like, you got to know your own state. Some places you're not allowed to have like brass knuckles. So some of those things are looked at like brass knuckles because they say brass knuckles. It, of course, is gangster stuff. Like, we can't protect ourselves against the gangsters. The gangsters can do whatever they want because they get away with it. But we try and do anything. And then, what did I just see? Some woman getting taken to prison for some absurd fucking bullshit. That woman, too, one of them that's been dealing with a squatter. She went to go help her mom. Her mom was sick in some other state. So she went to go take care of her mom. Found out there was someone squatting in her house while she was gone. So she went back, tried to do something. The police said, the squatter has all the rights. You can't do shit. So, but then the neighbors started telling her, the squatter's out there selling your shit. So she finally got the squatter evicted and got into her house today. And her house is destroyed. Everything is sold. Everything is gone. It's just, and you know, they just can do whatever they want. It's like, it's completely fine. You know, criminals get away with doing crimes and we get in trouble. Like, that's why I was like, that is some bullshit. Like, squatters are going in and doing this, and then they would come and try and tell any of us that we have to leave our house. Fuck them. Like, we all have to be like, oh, we got squatters' rights, dude. Banks should have been here. Well, they should have came sooner. I'm squatting here now. This is where I'm squatting. Like, and I don't think squatters have to go to court and file. They just have to say, hey, I'm a squatter. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's what I'll do, too. I swear to God, they come here and try and say shit to me. I'll say I'm a squatter. Oh, see, now she's self-soothing. She got a bone out of her basket. See, sometimes I just got to push her to be like, stop it. But she is spoiled. That's what my kids are always saying. Mom, she's so spoiled. And she is kind of spoiled bratty. Bossy. Because I always feel bad for her because she's got pain. And so she goes over and starts licking her leg like, oh, look at me. I do have pain. So, anyways, let me think if there was anything else. I'm just all over the place, rambling nonsensically, just talking nonsense. But that's what this world is. It's all just a bunch of nonsense. And I swear to God, a big part of it is for you to learn that you're not flesh and blood. Everything that they have told you keeps you in limitation. Everything that they tell you is to keep you beat down, to create victims, to create people who don't know how to take care of themselves, that don't stand up for themselves, that are willing to take it up the ass with no fucking Vaseline. It's like, no, it's time for us to all start saying, no, we're not going to take this shit anymore. And it isn't like we have to go out guns a-blazing. No, all we have to do is in our heart and soul. And then all of us keep coming together. We're like, well, we got each other's back. We got each other's back. They can't do anything to us all. Like, they can't go in and start arresting people when we're all stand up and go around the people. Say, no, you're going to arrest them. You're going to arrest us all. You're going to kick them out. You're going to kick us all out. It's like we have to start coming together and going against them because we outnumber them by a huge amount. But, you know, I mean, there's going to be more events that'll happen. And there's more of this isolation thing. Like, I don't know what with the bridge thing, like how they've got people now completely trapped over there. Excuse me, pardon me. Is, because, like, I don't know the layout over there. And all our maps are fucking made up bullshit. And we live in a bunch of realms and shit. And so I don't know, you know, if like this means like this whole town can't get over there anymore and they're trapped over here. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's not gonna be good, especially if they're gonna start doing, like, if the powers are gonna go out, if they're gonna take down more bridges, they're gonna be more isolating. I mean, what else do they have, really, but to try and, you know, isolate us and get us in smaller groups? And then take down groups. And it's so crazy, too, because they could just go in and gas us, like, real quick. But that's not what's going to go on. There's just going to keep being these fights. Keeps being these battles. And these different souls, you know, playing these things out and having these battles. Because these are battles that have gone on for a long time. It's like in their imprint. They're here for it. They're playing roles. They're here to complete circuits. Or, yeah, complete circuits, like complete cycles. It's like, it's a completion. And so all these different lifetimes, all, you know, it's not all like led up to this, but it all led up to this. Like all of them come to this, like, this is like the bottleneck of all of it, like the completion of all these different lives that were in this one thing. And now it's like coming into this completion point where you have to put it all together and see how, like, bottlenecks too. See why you can't fit all the stuff. You can't just take your garbage and go in. You have to release and let things go. You have to heal. And I swear to God, that's what so much of the shit that's going on in the universe is giving you opportunities to heal, giving you opportunities to face things and feel things. Like, I freaking feel bad for Honey Boo Boo. Like, I never watched that show or anything. And now she just seems like, you know, she got fucking screwed, man. Like, god damn. And now her mom's doing video while crying and trying to, like, distract, talking about, like, I don't know if one of her kids died, and this is a 2-month thing. And it's like, dude, I don't know. It seems very fake to me. It seems like, you know, like this is something just to distract yourself. Like you screwed your kid over. Like, no matter what, that's the karma. That's the balance. That's where people put stuff out of balance. I mean, then you can't, like when you put things out of balance, like, you can always redeem yourself energetically. Start doing things to redeem, for redemption. So start putting things, trying to put things back into balance. But when, so many of those things, see, it's like when people go to their life review and she has to go through that and see, she feels, she doesn't get to just see how, what she thought, how she felt, and what she wanted to do at the time. No, when you go to your life review, you feel what they felt. So she has to go in and feel like what she's done to Honey Boo Boo. and how it affected her. And she's crying, and well, now she's trying to get other people to help her pay for nursing school. She's trying to get some kind of job or something. I don't know. But when you go into your life review, then you see that and you feel it. And that changes it. And that is where you have so many people who go and like gather around you. They go and gather around and try and put things straight. But there's things that you can't put straight unless you're in the game. And that's why it's way better to have awareness while you're in the game. Because even if there's like so many things like, you know, we've been lied to and stuff, but I always had the awareness of the spiritual side of life. Like I always had that focus. I always knew that was real. That has always been my, you know, how I lived, was, you know, thinking about things in a spiritual way. That's why I've always seemed like such a weirdo to people, because people don't at all. I could never understand it, but now, you know, now I understand it more. But anyways, like I was, you know, living like that. And so, that, I feel like that is kind of like where you want to be. Like it gives you more of an awareness. It gives you more of a, I don't know, like you're being more productive in your life when you focus on your spiritual side, not just this, you know, three-dimensional side, because none of that stuff matters. Like, none of it. The things that matter are the things of, like, there's a part of your imprint, a part of your DNA, a part of your growth, a part of your elaboration. It's a part of you that is, it's like the part of you that is always in expansion. So that's what matters. But I guess, you know, all the different things are all lessons. But it just seems like, you know, a lot of the people are playing a game that is like low level. Like they haven't leveled up much. Like they're still playing low level, like really trying to learn some hard lessons. Like why we have so many people who are just so about religion. Like all these like really primitive kind of concepts. And they're still like learning through those. And so that's why it was like, you know, some of the people, it does seem like that they are playing. But that doesn't, I mean, that doesn't mean that they're low-level spirits. They could be real advanced beings. Maybe they just don't come here and play often. You know, but there definitely seems like, you know, that there's some people who just like don't play often. It's like that they don't seem to, like, it blows my mind, even with the dog thing. Like, the dog thing just does not fucking end, man. There's one shelter after another begging for people. They're just putting dogs to death. People just dumping their dogs. People tying dogs up. People fucking tying dogs up outside and going and getting new puppies. Like, all sorts of fucking shit. It's like, well, when you go to your life review, I guess you get to find out who that was and how you treated him. And then you get to find out, you know, that's where you go and you see the truth. Go find out. You know, I was old Grandpa Lewis and I was tying him out back and he was just trying to come in and show us love. He's just trying to make us all happy. You know, but it's just like, that's what I'm saying. It's like some of the people that just don't even think it. Don't even think like it is a soul that has any mattering. They're just like disposable. Just don't give a shit. There's so much of that. Just don't give a shit in this world. And to me, you need to, it is a part of, it was a part of being able to see yourself. Don't forget, everything you're doing is so you can see yourself. So yeah, when you go to that life review, what do you want to see? You want to see how you were fucking people over, trying to get revenge, trying to get even with people, being mean, trying to trick people into getting what you want from them? Like, you know, or do you want to see yourself as being caring and compassion and willing to help people and stuff, you know, because you are the one who's deciding. You decide what you're putting out. You decide what you prioritize. You decide what's important. And if you put all your value into getting even with people because people shouldn't screw you over, I would say you got to look at some serious issues, like your ego and stuff. Like, why do you think you're better than everybody else, that nobody can do anything to you? It's like, that's just part of the game. It's part of what you come in. It's part of the challenges. Yeah, people are going to do some shit to you. And so you're going to spend your life trying to get even with them, trying to show them. It's like, because you forgot you came in the game. You forgot they were supposed to do that. You forgot you were supposed to learn from it. So I swear, you know, the more you go in deeper and think about things and try and understand things on a deeper level of what is the reason why things happen. Like, there's a reason why things happen. Like, that's as big a lie as us being spinning out in space. Is that things just happen by accident and you have control. It's not the truth. You don't have control. Destiny has control. Timing is a part of the whole thing. Timing has, it puts the pieces where the pieces are supposed to be, right when the pieces are supposed to be there. It's like this constant building. Time is constantly building and restructuring. And it's very perfectly timed with everything. So you can't get it out of sync. Like, we're like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, on the ride, I see it kind of like a Disney ride or something, but everything is like in total sync. Kind of like if you were on a small world, you know, and you're going through the little boat. As soon as you go to that part, then those people start singing. And then you go around this part, those people start singing. Like, everything has a perfect timing in your life. Everything is right where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be there. And there's nothing you have to do. Like, I mean, there's stuff that you have to do. Like, if you want to, you know, like I do this. Like, I'm manifesting a different life. And so you have to do something. You have to do something to manifest towards the life you want. So you have to take action. So you do have to do something. You can't just, you know, sit there. But every day, you don't have to get up and make a plan of what's going to happen that day. That day is pre-planned. That day is going to happen. It's already, the events are lined up for you. And so that is where, you know, you get more in the present, more in the moment, more into the, you know, this day is coming at me and let's see what it brings. And, but then always be going towards the actions over what you want, over what your desires are. But don't forget that you got to really pay attention, because if you're chasing the wrong thing, everything will go wrong. But then you also have to be aware that sometimes when you are going towards something that you want, that you also have challenges as obstacles. So that's why it's a lot of maneuvering, a lot of, you know, to me, a lot of talking to your guidance and asking for guidance, you know, which direction am I supposed to go? Am I doing the right thing? Am I going the right way? But because that is like for your own peace of mind. Like, because there is a lot of stuff going on, because you come in and the ride's going, you're playing a role, but then it's also like, what do you do with the role? Like, can you win an award? How, like, you think about like if you took a movie and you put different actors in, you know, and each actor would play that role a little bit different. And so you are playing a role in life. Like, you are playing a character. You are the creator of the character that you are playing. And so what you do with that role, like, are you a vindictive, hateful person? Are you a loving, compassionate person? Are you a giving, caring, like those kinds of things? So, and then you go through the challenges. Like, you can't just sit there and tell yourself you're something. No, you'll be pushed. You'll see, like, am I really this? Can I really do this? Like, I think I'm all, you know, I think I'm all calm, but when something goes down, am I? you know, so the universe will show you, that will give you more of a perspective so you can truly see who you are. So anyways, that is a part of, you know, what's going on, and the whole thing of the evolution of self is so you can see yourself, so you can decide what parts of you are the parts of you that you like, what parts of you are the parts that you want to keep, what parts of you are parts that you feel that are just a product of your environment, and you want to you know, wean yourself off of certain behaviors. So, but you have to take yourself under your own wing. You have to, you know, take action towards your desires of what it is you want for yourself. And so that is a part of you getting to see yourself, part of you witnessing yourself and what your accomplishments and your championship, your championing yourself and all of that stuff. So it's always everything is always an opportunity to see yourself. But don't forget, that's what you're doing. So if you're ever like trying to, you know, figure stuff out, like, well, what am I doing? What should I do? Think about like, well, how do I want to see myself? Like, what will, you know, just, it really is. It helps a lot to try and move out into observation more. And to be like, well, you know, how do I want to see myself? If I'm watching, if I'm looking at myself, what do I want to be? How do I want to be? Where do I want to be? You know, and start, you know, looking at yourself in a way that you feel like you have power and control, that you're not the victim, that you're not just a product of your environment and anybody can walk up and punch you, and the government can take your house, and they can threaten your job, and they can take away your insurance, and, you know, they leave you stranded. But the thing is it's because you've given them all those opportunities. You've decided you needed those things, and those things are only there to mess with you, to give and take, to keep you unstable, to keep you frustrated, and to keep you thinking like this is all there is. This is life. Because you don't have any time to work on anything else. It was such a blessing. I didn't see it for so long, but once I got kicked out of the rat race and lost my license and stuff and couldn't work anymore, it really was a blessing, because I really did have more time to me, more time to heal, more time to take care of myself. And it's like, wow, because, you know, I mean, luckily I had a job that I made a lot of money, and my injury was one that they couldn't just automatically say, you know, well, we can retrain you. And because they couldn't retrain me and get me a job where I made more than what I was with the brain injury. So it's like, well, you know, there's nothing we can do for you. But it's like, oh my gosh, if they would have done that, and I thought it would have been the greatest thing right at the time. You know, and but now it's like, oh my gosh, just another way for them to take over your time, and all the healing that I've had to do for my brain injury, and how long that has taken. Like, anybody who's got a brain injury and it's only a few years in, don't get frustrated. The first few years is the hardest. You just got to keep fighting, keep going, and keep keep trying to learn things, for sure. Always trying to learn things is a creation of more of the neural pathways. And then also there's like these lion's mane mushrooms. There's different things that you can take that also help build the pathways back up. But I know a lot of people get so frustrated when they get brain injury. It is a huge amount of people that in their lives after, because it is very frustrating. It is hard. And a big thing is because people turn against you. Like, you don't have people to look at you like you're weird and stuff, and especially if you have been always weird. But even though the friends that you've made, then when you get a brain injury, you're different. You're not the same, and so people, like, everything just falls apart. And so it is. There's a lot of challenges. And just remember, all the different things, everything that we go through, they're all challenges to help us grow, to help us become better. So just remember that. And the whole time while you're remembering that, you got to remember to love yourself, to love everyone, and have a loving day. And I'll talk to you later.